listened, I listened, I listened. This video is for my handsome, handsome kings. NBA rules you did not know existed. Up first, the no shatter rule. At one point in Shaq's career, he was out here dunking so hard that he was destroying hoops, breaking them to the ground, and shattering them, putting people on the court in danger. So, in 1993, NBA came out with the no shatter rule, which says if a dunk shatters the backboard, the point is not counted and the player gets a technical foul. Oh yes, see, Shaq ruined it for everyone. The next one. In 2022, Zion Williamson reached over 300 pounds and became the heaviest person in the NBA. So, when it was time to re-sign his contract to the Pelicans, they agreed to all of it. But there was one condition. There was a weight clause stating legally he has to stay under 295 pounds. If he does not stay under 295 pounds, he will be forced to pay millions. Not a million, millions of dollars. Like what? Now this next one is definitely interesting and is something I never thought about until now. On January 17th, 1960, the Minneapolis Lakers were flying back from a game and found themselves in a free fall with their plane, forcing the pilot to do an emergency crash landing, which means the team was on a plane and all of a sudden the plane just started dropping just fast, free fall, and there's nothing the pilots can do, so they had to do an emergency crash landing. Everyone did survive, but then it brought up a real serious question. What would happen if an entire NBA team dies? What do we do? What happens to those games? Are we still in the playoffs? Do we just write them off? What happens? And so the NBA made a rule, and it's called the disaster draft. Oh yes, the disaster draft. It basically means if more than 5 players on a team dies, the NBA would host an emergency draft where smell like the gates of death in order for them to put in a no farting policy. Like, dude, you must have been smelling. Okay. Next rule: the no mama jokes rule. You can't do your mama or your mama is so fat. Like, you can't do none of those mama jokes, like, at all in the NBA. Let me explain why. I think his name is pronounced Don Knobler. I think it's a comedian or something. Was talking shit to Patrick Beverly. Now, Patrick Beverly, I've learned throughout my research with this video here, he is a no fuck around dude. I repeat, Patrick Beverly is a no fuck around dude. And so when this comedian Don dude was talking shit to Patrick, Patrick was having none of it, saying fuck you. Oh, well then Don then yelled out, fuck your mama. Now see, your mama jokes have been around since before my time, right? It's just, you just don't talk about someone's mama, especially in the Black community, right? There's something about those words that would get your ass beat. You hear me? But anyway, after Don was like, yeah, fuck your mama, all hell broke loose. Oh, on the court, forget it. So, after all that happened, that Don dude got banned from the arena for 1 year, and absolutely there is no more mama jokes on the court ever. Locker room, game, pre-game, post-game, no mama jokes. They are out of here. Another one. Did you know? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't know this next one. Did you know it's against the rules to laugh at a referee? Let me repeat that. Did you know it's against the law to laugh at a referee? Okay. In 2007, this one was good because I had to go back and watch clips off of YouTube. But oh yes, oh, they're all there. In 2007, Tim Duncan was sitting on the bench minding his mother effing business. I don't know what happened, but Tim Duncan got a foul for laughing at the ref at an earlier call. So from my understanding, right, during this game, the ref, I guess he was doing bullshit calls, and we do have a lot of referees that absolutely need to go back to referee school if there is one. But whatever call the referee did on that court, it was like everyone laughed like it was bullshit. Like, are you serious? So Tim laughed on the court. He goes to sit down and he's minding his business, and then the referee does another effed up call, and then he laughs. Then it says Tim Duncan got fouled for laughing at the referee for an earlier call. Then a few minutes later, he laughed again at the ref's ridiculous call in his eyes. Then the ref turned around and said, "You laughing at me?" Technical foul. And because I am not a game person or a sports person like that, I guess he must have had other fouls, because this technical foul actually made him, he had to leave the game. Like, they had to walk him out into the back, put your street clothes on, you're done. And so, yeah. So you cannot laugh at a referee, not even on the bench, not even, you don't even have to be on the court. You cannot laugh at a referee. Oh yes, and if you think that's bad, bullshit, right? None of it. You know why? Because to the referee, it's considered intimidation. Chris Wallace, during a game, was asked 3 times by the ref to stop staring at him. Chris did not listen, and so the ref called a technical foul, and he too had to leave the game. And in the clip too, right, you do see, like him asking him, stop looking at me, right? But it's like you're in a public setting at a game. People are gonna be looking at you. If you call a messed up call, players are gonna look at you like, did he really just do that? So not only can't you laugh at the ref, you can't even side-eye them or stare at them because they think you're trying to intimidate me. Okay. The next. Actually, can someone tell me what happened to Dennis Rodman? Because, again, I'm not a sports fanatic, you know. I'll watch if the players are off or if someone is on, or like Super Bowl or something like that. I won't say, oh my god, you're watching football, and walk out. I just don't follow it like that, and I don't know any of the rules, even to like basketball as well. So I honestly want to know what happened to Dennis Rodman, because if I'm being honest, I used to watch him when I was younger just to see how he was coming out. I needed to see like his attire, how he came. Was he in a wedding dress? Was his hair like pink this time around, right? Was his nails green? Like, I had to see how this man was coming out. But honestly, what did happen to Dennis Rodman? If you know real quick, let me know down below. But Dennis Rodman was forced the NBA to ban his jersey number. Let me explain. In 2000, he was signed to the Rick and wanted his jersey number to be 69. I don't think I've ever seen a 69 number on the court now that I think about it. And clearly the Mavericks weren't having it either. But Mark Cuban was down for it. Dennis went to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban was like, yeah, you know what? You want that number is 69. Okay, cool. And the very next day, Mark Cuban, yeah, you know, the owner of the team, went ahead and ordered 10,000 jerseys for Dennis Rodman that had number 69. But then the actual league found out and was not happy about it. They put it to a vote, and the number was out of here forever. You cannot get number 69 on any jersey on the NBA. You cannot. So Rodman had to deal with number 70 instead. I want to know though what happened to those 10,000 pre-order jerseys that no one ever able to wear. You know though, if they raffled that off though, that would probably make a lot of money. Anyway, what's next? Oh, we had to ban straws from the NBA, from the players. Let me explain. I think his name is pronounced Caron Butler. I hope I pronounced that right. Caron Butler helped change this next rule. And honestly, it was probably the weirdest rule, except for the farting rule. This was probably the weirdest. See, back in the 2000s, he was obsessed with chewing straws. It helped his anxiety none of that shit, right? It had to be Burger King or McDonald's straws, nothing else. This man would chew 12 straws per game, 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half, and the interviewer had the nerve to say, well, how do you know it's time to change it? He was like, when you chew it and it gets stringy, it's time to change it. Dude, I have never had a straw in my mouth that I chewed it so much. It got straw. I don't even chew straws, but you know, so 12 straws per game. But the NBA, although it was ridiculous, it wasn't like, but they were like, well, if he's out here, because people chew gum, I guess, I don't know if it's allowed, but I think people chew like toothpicks, but like a whole damn straw, say for instance you fall and you choke on it or something like that, the NBA got concerned for safety issues and now they banned it. So it's not allowed to chew. You cannot chew straws during an NBA game. Now, this next rule is actually a rule that was made up by the NBA players. It's not on their contract. It's not against the law. It's just something that the NBA players themselves made up. So, I'll read this first, and then in 2021, the Thunders were beating the Lakers by 5 points with just 4 seconds left when Darius Baisley got the ball, ran it, and dunked it. All hell broke loose on that court with all players. Apparently, it is disrespectful to do. And so, what I took from this is, if there is a team winning, and like this one, there was only 4 seconds left, and the other team was down by 5, which means with 4 seconds, the game is already over. So the player is supposed to just dribble the ball until the time runs out. But in this case, the dude that had the ball was like, fuck that, I want my moment, dribbled the ball, went down, and then just dunked it, adding more points to the already winning team. And so the players on the court said that was so disrespectful, that you're not supposed to do that. It's basically like, don't rub it in that we lost, right? You lost, we understand, just dribble the ball, let the time run out, but apparently that is disrespectful to do. It is disrespectful that your team is winning and there's 4 seconds left and you can't make another basket. That's just, I get it, but like, my thing is this: if people have, stats or statistics, or trying to, get like, 3,000 points within this year or whatever, I just find these kind of rules, like, I'm a girl though, so I don't know. Anyway, next. Oh, we only have 3 more rules left. Twitter is banned as well. Twitter. So, when Twitter first came out in the early 2000s, players were addicted. It's like any social media new app, right? People are just addicted. They can't shit, talking about I'm gonna murder you on, the court, I'm gonna kill you, all this, just basically shit talking, nothing, And on top of that, players would be tweeting during, like, dude, how do you play? And then you go sit down, on the bench, and then you pick up your phone and you're tweeting as you should be watching the game, and your players know you out here tweeting. Players tweeting during their own games. So, in 2009, the NBA was like, nope, nah, like, and especially for Shaq, he want to be out here taking a picture of his feet. Have y'all seen Shaq's feet? Shaq has the worth. I don't understand how you have that much money, athlete or not, and your feet look like that. Absolutely not. Listen, there are a lot of athletes out there. I get it. It's rough on the feet. I get it. But then when I look at like these, the women who play professional basketball or the Olympics or drag, how come their feet don't look like that? Shaq's feet is... I can't... Google them shits. You'll just... But, yeah, so they had to just ban... Like, why are you taking pictures of your feet in the locker room after a game? And they're probably smelly and shit. I just can't. Let's move on. In 2010, the NBA banned grabbing your balls. Let me tell you something. They were showing a video of like previous, and every time like a basketball player would make a ball. I'm feeling nauseous. Anytime they would do like a dunk or make a basket, they would always like grab their balls, like, oh, I got big balls, or suck it, or all that type of stuff. And so the cameras be catching this shit, during a live taping, and so we had to they had to get rid of the grabbing the ball situation. And it's so funny because it wasn't like they were some of them were actually grabbing their balls, but a lot of them were gesturing like suck this, or none of that is allowed on the court. And lastly, the no trolling rule. Besides the no mama rule, right? No mama jokes. There is no trolling rule. Where did this come from? Well, back in 2022, Russell Westbrook. I never heard of him, but I'm pretty sure some of y'all are like, oh yeah. 2022, Russell Westbrook. Lakers played like trash during a game against the Kings and was getting trolled by the entire arena. Anytime this dude took a shot, he could not make a basket this game. And so it was so bad that every time he missed a shot, the DJ would play, "You're cold as ice. You're cold as ice. You're cold as ice. Miss, you're cold as ice," during the whole game. Every time, and then the audience was doing it, right? So it was like he was being trolled by the entire arena, the DJ, the fans, everyone. Then the Kings on the screen at the arena had a pic of him. Okay, so after he kept missing missing a basket, right? Every time Russell missed a basket, the DJ would say, "You're cold as ice," all game. And then they didn't stop there, right? They actually put him on their screen, right? A picture of him, and in caption it said, "Cold, no, ice cold player of the game," and they had it like cold. The point is that everyone in the arena was laughing. DJ is messing with him. The audience is messing with him. Now the home team had the audacity to put the opposite team suck your player up on there. It just became, people found it funny, but then it made headlines, and the NBA did not find it funny at all. Like, I don't know what happened to DJ. I do know he got suspended, and I do know a lot of people got in trouble for the Russell Westbrook like picture up on their screen talking about the ice cold player of the game. Yeah, they got into trouble as well. So anyway, that is it for this video. If you like these type of videos, I can look for some other ones. I actually have some more coming up. I do have a LeBron and Steph Curry video that I have my eye on. Things people did not know about these players that what we know. And actually, when I read some of it, I was like, really? Like, did you know Steph Curry is going blind? Say what? On that note, I love you guys for watching and listening. Until next time, I'm exhausted.